In the misty lands, where the sun only rarely pierced through the heavy leaden clouds, stood an ancient village, forgotten by time. Legends said that a trade route once passed through here, but travelers stopped coming, and soon after, the merchants disappeared as well. Now only the echo of footsteps resounded through the empty streets. Towering over the village was a castle, its stone walls weathered by winds and rain. It belonged to a lord whose name no one dared to utter aloud. Some said he was cursed, others claimed his soul had been sold to dark forces in exchange for eternal life. Only one thing was certain. At night, sounds like quiet pleas and moans could be heard from the castle, and sometimes, the clanking of chains. Only a handful of villagers remained. They never left their homes after sunset, lighting candles in their windows and drawing strange chalk symbols on their doorsteps. They never looked towards the castle, never spoke its name, but every evening they waited for something dreadful. And then, on one particularly dark evening, a traveler appeared in the village. He was wrapped in a long black cloak, his eyes reflecting the dim light of the moon. He approached the old tavern, whose doors were still open, and asked the innkeeper only one thing. "Does the one they call the Master of the Night reside here?" A deathly silence fell. The fire in the hearth crackled, as if it had heard forbidden words. Who was this traveler? And why had he come to the place no one dared to enter? The innkeeper, a gaunt man with sunken eyes, swallowed hard and hesitated before answering. "You should leave," he muttered under his breath. "No good comes to those who seek him." The traveler did not move. He placed a heavy coin on the counter. "I need to find him, and I need answers." The innkeeper hesitated for a moment before snatching the coin and glancing nervously at the door. "The castle gates open at midnight. If you truly seek the Master of the Night, then you must go alone." Without another word, the traveler turned and walked out into the misty darkness. The village seemed to shrink away from him as he approached the looming silhouette of the castle. The wind howled through the barren trees, whispering secrets long forgotten. As he reached the castle gates, they creaked open as if expecting him. He stepped inside, and the heavy doors slammed shut behind him with an echoing finality. The air was thick with the scent of old stone and something metallic, blood perhaps. A cold light flickered from torches along the corridor, casting long, shifting shadows. Footsteps echoed ahead, slow and deliberate. Then, from the darkness, a voice emerged, low, smooth, and laced with amusement. "You are either very brave or very foolish to come here, traveler. Tell me, what is it you seek?" The traveler's eyes narrowed as he peered into the darkness. "I seek the truth about this place. About you." A chuckle echoed through the chamber. The figure stepped forward into the dim torchlight, revealing a tall man with piercing, unnatural eyes, pale and glimmering with something inhuman. His features were sharp, ageless, and his lips curled into a knowing smile. "So many have come before you seeking truth, few have left with it, fewer still have left at all." The traveler did not flinch. "Then perhaps I am different." The Master of the Night studied him for a long moment, then gestured toward the grand staircase leading deeper into the castle. "Come then, let us see how different you truly are." The traveler followed without hesitation, his steps firm against the ancient stone floor. Shadows seemed to shift around them as they walked, whispering secrets only the dead could understand. Strange symbols adorned the walls, carved deep into the rock, pulsating faintly as though alive. The deeper they descended, the colder the air became. Finally, they reached a vast chamber, lined with towering bookshelves and flickering candlelight. In the center stood an obsidian throne, and behind it, a great mirror, taller than any man, its surface rippling like water. "Tell me, traveler," the Master of the Night said as he turned, his piercing gaze locking onto him. "Are you ready to look beyond the veil of this world, to see what should remain unseen?" The traveler hesitated for the first time, but only for a moment. Then, with a steady breath, he nodded. "Show me." The Master of the Night raised a hand, and the mirror came alive with a swirling darkness. Images flickered within, visions of forgotten histories, lost souls, and a truth that could unravel the very fabric of reality itself. And as the traveler gazed into the abyss gazed back. A shudder ran through his body as the visions consumed his mind. Forgotten kingdoms, creatures lurking in the void between worlds, whispers of names long erased from history. The traveler clenched his fists, struggling to remain standing as the weight of knowledge threatened to crush him. The Master of the Night watched him with an unreadable expression. Few endure what you see now. Tell me, traveler, do you still desire the truth, knowing its cost? Sweat beaded on the traveler's brow, his breathing ragged. The images twisted, showing him something far worse, his own reflection, distorted and monstrous, a version of himself that had succumbed to the abyss. He recoiled, gasping, but then he steadied himself. I do, he whispered, his voice unwavering despite the terror clawing at his soul. The Master of the Night smiled, a flicker of amusement dancing in his eerie eyes. Then, traveler, you are more than I expected, but to possess true knowledge, one must make a sacrifice. The air in the chamber grew heavy, the mirror's surface darkened, and a spectral voice echoed through the chamber.